just sharing today, just pushing myself to share, and I don't have any real plans as to what I'm going to share. I really, where the points that I've been pushing is the points of accumulating self-trust within myself and pushing myself to participate within every aspect of my life. Every aspect. Now, I don't work a full-time job. I don't get paid for anything that I do, or I don't get paid for who I am. So some would say, well, you have more time to pushing yourself, because I've said that myself. I've said, well, if I had more time, I would push myself more and I would participate more. And I've realized within those moments that I would say those things, it seemed as though I was already going as fast as I could go, and I was not accomplishing everything that I knew that was required of me within walking this process of self-forgiveness and facing myself within self-honesty. So what's interesting is I'm babysitting my granddaughter 5 days a week and keeping her at least one night a week, and so she's 5 months old, and I keep her at least 8 to 10 hours a day. And this is no excuse. This is just what I've shown myself. What I've shown myself is no matter how busy I perceive myself to be, and when I'm existing within the moment, applying myself effectively within stopping my ego and facing myself in self-honesty, as to be aware of any energetic patterns that are surrounding me. If I'm applying myself within my application as that, then I actually am slowing myself down to be able to actually apply myself more effectively. And within that slowing down and breathing, I've realized I am able to accomplish and walk my process as it should be walked, as me, and that actually there's always room for pushing, for more pushing. There's always room to push myself. That's actually the beauty of this process. The beauty in it is to see your challenges and to push yourself through them. Any breaking point they may appear to be, to push yourself through that it is where I have found that I am realizing myself in self-trust every day. I am still not always effective in my expression, because I still have to be careful and be aware of myself, or I will get so enthusiastic, as similar to what Sunette shared with Lindsay in her and Joe's video, because I will get so enthusiastic that I will literally escape myself. There's never a reason to hurry. It's also been a point of self-trust that I've seen is when I was younger and I would show a sign of myself, present myself as appearing self-confident or knowledgeable, or maybe when I would actually pass a test in school that normally I wouldn't even be able to pass, or when I learned to ride a unicycle. One thing that I was told by my parents was, now look, don't get too big for your britches. Don't think that you know everything, because you don't. And what I've realized is that I've believed them. I believed that about myself. And within that, I didn't even know how to begin to have self-trust, because it didn't start out as ego when I was smaller or younger, and I was applying myself effectively. I don't recall having any type of superiority or egotistic feelings about myself. I just knew that I had accomplished something that I didn't realize I could do, and within finishing what I had began, I realized that I was capable of a lot more than I realized. And within my parents telling me this, which they were told, and their parents were told, and their parents before them were told, and this is not blame, because we've all participated within and as that. And so what happened was I stopped, and I believed that they were right, and then I held myself back, and I never even knew what self-trust would be. And then I got lost within the masks, the veils, and the personalities of myself, of if I present myself this way, then I'll get attention, and no one will tell me that I'm too big for my britches then, because for whatever reason my personality they seemed to like, and so it wasn't the same. And so within that, it seemed as though that's how I began to further assist myself with creating this ego of myself. And within that ego, presentation, within that wanting, needing, desiring, searching for, seeking attention, I never ever built any I never even knew what self-trust was. So walk in self-forgiveness in this process, and facing myself in self-honesty, and not allowing the ego to tell me that you don't have the right to say that, you need to watch your mouth, or you're getting too big for your britches. Anytime I have a thought as such, I know that this is a point that I will push through, because any moment that I'm participating, I realize that at least I am participating, even if it is perceived to be wrong, even if it's perceived to be strange or weird, or whatever anyone, which is always really myself, would have to say about my participation. Because really it's always just about me. It's not like there's people that come along and say, that was really stupid. Actually, it would be probably assisting if they would. If they would say, that's really stupid, I'm embarrassed for you. That's the thing about the mind consciousness systems. They are so afraid to express themselves, and they just pull inside, and we just, as the mind consciousness systems, we don't want to participate. We don't want to be involved. We don't want to say the wrong thing, and we don't want to act the wrong way. And it's interesting that we are like that, because that's how everything continues to stay within the way it is, because mind consciousness systems don't want to step out of line. So they're not, even if I do make a comment that someone may not like, the fact is, when you're existing as mind consciousness systems, I know this, I am it. You don't want to speak up. You don't want us to rock the boat, so to speak. So you just don't say anything. You just, So what I've realized within this was, the truth is, it's really has nothing to do with other people and what they may or may not say. My fears are all only me, that I compounded and believed about myself, and have for years. So as I continue to participate, I realize that there's never a moment of myself that is a wrong participation. I mean, I'm breathing, I'm here. If I'm breathing and here and alive in this physical body, then I should be participating. I should not be sitting around in my mind, contemplating, wishing, fearing, and resisting any effective application of myself that will assist me to become who I really am, and to assist myself in building and accepting myself within self-trust. And if I mess up, then that means I already at least showed myself that I messed up, so now I can see the point and I can walk through it. So that's what I've been continuing to push myself through, because I can realize within that self-trust is amongst me. It's like I'm amongst myself within it. It's like I'm strolling around myself, going, okay, that was all that you stood up. You stood up, and it was cool. It was cool for you and you only. It's not about anyone else ever. Every participation that I have within this world, every piece of paper I put out there, every word I put out there, every video that I make, every sharing, every conversation, every move I make as myself within this physical is me participating. And I'm giving myself and showing myself my own imperfections within my breaking points, so I can stop them and assist myself, and along the way assist others within an example of standing as all is one is equal within equality. And so this has been the longest amount of accumulated days that I have walked within pushing myself to participate. And every day it's as though I'm breathing. I mean, I know I always have to breathe to be alive in this physical body, but every day I know that I'm breathing. I still have some congestion and some cough, and I realize within this that this is me pushing through these points of standing up within myself and showing myself who I am, and releasing the constructs, releasing the bullshit that I've hung on to for so long. Okay, that's all. Thanks.